What's good, beautiful people? Today we're about to watch a video where a cop takes a bit of while to realize that their suspect is unresponsive. I appreciate everyone that take the time to drop a comment. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And without too much long talking, let's get to the video.
This is the never-before-seen case of Harold Easter, a shocking
Okay.
example of police negligence and the only time a suspect has ever died inside of the interrogation room. A man who went from stone cold sober to dying of an overdose, all while in police custody.
No way.
On January 3rd, 2020, police pulled over Harold Easter after they allegedly witnessed him selling drugs.
Allegedly. Oh boy.
After Harold stopped his vehicle, the officers immediately rushed the vehicle, weapons drawn, just to see him hiding the evidence in a truly shocking way.
Put your hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Do it now! My man just got out. We had some weed. That's all. Hands up! Hands up! Open the door for you. Keep going. Put your hands up right now. Keep them up. Keep your hands up right now. Don't eat it.
Whoa.
He's eating it. Hands up.
Harold admits to
So you admit to having weed, but still you try to eat it? Like that's stupid, bro. Why the hell you ain't try to eat it first? And then if some left, admit to that. But bro, that's dumb. And then you can eat it in the front of them? I don't know. If it's that's the next thing. Because it may not be
having a little bit of marijuana on him, but obviously doesn't want him to know about the crack cocaine he was also carrying.
Oh.
As instead of giving it up, he puts a rock of it in his mouth and swallows it directly in front of the officer.
Harold is a wild guy. He swallow a whole crack rock. Fam, anyone with any kind of sense know them type of stuff ain't the type of things you play with, bro. OD is real. Wow, Harold.
Obviously, this is extremely unsafe. Ingesting any amount of this drug can be dangerous, but in the amounts that Harold just took, it's life-threatening. Officers should have immediately called for medical attention and taken him to a hospital, but
So you telling me the officers ain't care? They watch him take this thing, and they still ain't. Oh, that's negligence, boy.
instead, they focused on arresting him and bringing him into custody, leaving him to suffer for hours on end.
No way.
I got it. All right.
No way.
Got anything on you? Just come prick me and stick me. I ain't got nothing. Leaving all that cash in your pocket.
The officer pats Harold down and finds nothing but a stack of cash on him. However, a search of his vehicle recovers much more.
He was crushing up part of his crack. He didn't get all of it though, but that's what he was doing while I was fighting for his hands. But we probably got an 8-ball down here. This is gonna be part of the crack he was crushing when I was dealing with him. And here's another baggie.
Oh.
Located in front of the driver's seat.
The officers recover about 3.5 grams of crack cocaine and around 1 gram of marijuana from the car, along with the cash found in his pocket. These aren't big-time numbers, and Harold maintained that he wasn't even selling it in the first place. He was just smoking a little with his friend.
I ain't had nothing but to smoke a little rock with, that's all. Smoke me a rock, that's all.
Open your mouth, stick your tongue.
He trying to call himself a recreational user, you know? That's all. Nothing too fancy, you know? He's not a supplier. He's not a distributor. He's not a seller. But wow, bro. To swallow that whole thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gay, man.
Open your mouth, stick your tongue out. Lift your tongue up. Keep your mouth open.
I don't got nothing in my mouth, that's what I tell you.
Harold and the officers are both showing perfect conduct, treating each other with respect and staying calm. But remember that the cops know Harold has just swallowed a large amount of crack cocaine, and they seem to be completely ignoring how dangerous this really is.
Right.
But instead of worrying about that, the cops just shut him in the patrol vehicle and leave him unattended for over 10 minutes before driving him back to the police station. During this drive, Harold starts to become more talkative and excitable, the first sign that the coke is kicking in. When he arrives at the station, this has only gotten more apparent.
Oh boy.
Compare how he talks here to his demeanor just a short while earlier during the arrest.
I ain't doing it, just let me pass it on. I can't take it. Let's just swing your arms around the fence.
He look like he hopping or something. Like he ready to jump. He ready to fly. Like he in this type of motion. Like, oh boy. This This ain't about to turn out well.
Okay. Sit down. Man, this is crazy. If I sit down, it's gonna hurt. Here. In about 5 minutes, I'll come back and get you. Cause he got stuck, man. That's why I was with him. I ain't doing
What
that.
the hell?
I'm saying, you gonna hurt yourself. I can take a straight on. Yes, let me take a look. How much you do, man? What's your earrings, tongue ring, or your down? You got no tongue ring.
It doesn't
Bro, so you could tell me, like, honestly, bro, just by watching this alone, like, he laughing, right? He's slurred speech, everything. Like, it's very clear that he is impaired. Bro.
take an expert to realize that
Wow.
Harold is already very high. He's
Right.
talking way more than before, swaying and bouncing around whenever he gets the chance, and has a distinct lack of care for what's going on. The officer should know that something is up with him,
Right.
but whether he totally missed the signs or just dismissed it as him being a random junkie from the street, he still failed to alert the medical staff of Harold's condition.
Wow.
Instead, he watched him take his hoodie and shirt off, indicating a high body temperature, and left the interrogation room.
What the heck? Bro, so hold on. This man do all of this. Like, he slurred speech, jumping, lack of awareness. Like, none of this hitting you. He take his jacket off. He take his shirt off. And you still could continue to have a whole conversation with him while all... Bruh, these cops different.
Hypothermia.
What the hell?
Well,
Okay. I got $5 for anyone that could interpret whatever the hell he just said. Like, just put it in quote. Even if I played that back 100 times, I would not be able to understand what the hell he just said. Whoa.
the interrogation audio isn't the cleanest. Harold's demeanor and tone tell enough of a story. Right now, he's just feeling the early effects of the huge dose he took. But soon,
Wow.
cocaine toxicity will start to kick in. The footage from this interrogation captures all 4 stages of this process, from where he is now to paranoia and distress,
Oh my
ending with
God.
seizures and a loss of consciousness, all without an ounce of medical attention.
Holy crap. Okay, I feel like I heard he said something about a little bit of weed and rock. I can't go to jail for a little bit of weed and rock or something. That sound like what he said just now in broken, slurred language. What?
Harold is starting to get louder and
What the
angrier,
hell?
likely stemming from the first sign of a cocaine overdose known as delirium. Specifically, Harold seems to be experiencing excited delirium,
Oh.
a state that is consistent with hyperactivity, paranoia, rising body temperature, and incoherent screaming and shouting. The anger may also come from the fact that since he was arrested, he's told officers he's needed to drink water and use the bathroom, but hasn't been given access to either.
Oh.
In response to this, he yells and asks them if they're gonna let him die there. A horrifying statement that will
Holy
soon
crap.
prove to be more significant than he could have ever realized.
Bro. Bro, like this starting to hurt. Like, bro, how could you just... Like, I know y'all hear him. Y'all have to hear this dude. Like, like, bro, all you need is one doctor. He probably need like one shot. Probably some good, proper water or something. One shot or one pill or something. I'm sure they could like reverses, what they call it? Intoxication. What the hell? Wow, and he's still swaying left and right. Oh, boy. Whoa. It's hot in here. Something about water.
Why do you not have any clothes on? Man, that's on hot. And he said, and I really see that when the police back on, we didn't come to do this.
What the?
Get some more, man. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to listen to you. You know, but you have to be here. You know, I'm going to take a little bit more.
Finally, an officer returns and asks if he needs water. 4 minutes later, he brings some in, but his actions afterwards are extremely telling.
Bruh, he looked like he went from not being able to sit down to literally barely could stand up. Like, what the hell?
Anything is telling that. Let me get the water. I'm just saying, I know the real talking that is real shit. It's real shit. But it's not really real. It ain't really.
Like, honestly, you know what this sound like? This my people at heart, though. This sound like this Florida. Like, this sound like some Florida talk, bro. I don't understand none of that crap, bro.
If you suspect me, please, man, I really guns in the face. I'm not trying to leave my ass. Y'all know if you do is me trying, you know, I ain't got no gun.
Bro.
I don't ride with no gun.
After giving him the water, the officer just asks why he's yelling so much before immediately backing out of the room while Harold is still talking. It's almost as though the officer feels scared or threatened by Harold, amplified by the fact that he refuses to turn his back to him at any point. The cop wants to keep him in his vision.
Bro, my thing is, honestly, like, y'all have to know he intoxicated at this point. Seriously, though. Like, y'all have to know something is wrong. Bare minimum, y'all have to know something wrong. Bro.
So he can feel safe. It's now apparent what the cops are actually doing. It seems as though they think the dosage that Harold took is safe and are just waiting for it to wear off before they begin questioning and processing him. Given that the arresting officer saw the size of the rock that Harold swallowed, it should have been obvious that it wasn't a safe dosage.
Exactly.
They only realized when it was already too late.
Oh, crap.
What
the hell? Like, he is shaking truly uncontrollably. Scaringly uncontrollably. Like, he about to just drop any minute. What the hell?
Harold is starting to shake in what are known as pre-convulsive moments. He knows something is wrong, but due to how intoxicated he is, he won't be able to understand what's happening or that he desperately needs help. This is the first stage of cocaine intoxication. His blood pressure will be rising dramatically, his thoughts will become clouded, and he may start to experience hyperthermia, along with the obvious twitching and convulsive motions that are visible. Entering this stage confirms that the substance has essentially poisoned his bloodstream, and even if medics were called now, there is very little they'd be able to do to stop what's to come.
Oh my goodness. Yo, and it's so crazy, like you could almost see like he knows something bad about to happen, or he knows something bad is going on, and you can see like he trying to fight it, because like you can see he gripping the table like, oh crap, I can't help but not to shake, but let me see if I can hold this table so the table could probably help me stop shaking, and I can't sit down. If I sit down, that's it for me. My leg's gone. He can't, like, look at how he what is it called, like hunching over, like he just hunched over trying to fight it. But ain't nothing you could do. Like deep down in his spirit or in his soul or whatever, or in his head, somewhere in his head, that the crack ain't touched yet. He know the time drawing now. Wow, this is wild. Oh God. No way.
Harold has just had a seizure.
What the hell?
Second stage of cocaine toxicity. His entire body began heavily convulsing. He lost control of his muscles, and his body likely started sending less oxygen to his brain and other vital organs.
Wow.
His heart is probably even starting to beat irregularly and skip beats. His body is starting to completely shut down.
Oh, crap.
Harold then spends 2 minutes lying motionless on the table before falling to the ground, having multiple more seizures, each more aggressive than the last.
What the
Harold spent almost 10 minutes in this stage of stage 3 cocaine toxicity before an officer finally checked on him.
Nah, bruh. Everyone in that office was gonna have problems. Every officer in that building was gonna have problems, bro. Like, Man, all you had to do is look at the camera once and see this man ain't well. Like from 40 minutes ago, you could have easily looked at the camera and just see, hey, something ain't right there. Like, bro, what the hell? Oh my God.
vomiting, hyperventilating, and convulsing the entire time.
Wow.
Seizure.
Oh my God.
Harold Easter was rushed to the hospital where he died 3 days later,
Oh.
leaving behind his wife and children.
Oh man.
Following the incident, an investigation was opened against the 5 cops involved in the arrest, who subsequently resigned from the force. No legal action was taken against any of them. However, changes were made to the CMPD's policy following Harold's death. Officers are now required to constantly monitor any suspect in their custody instead of just every 15 minutes.
First of well, okay, that's a good rule, fine. But even if it's every 15 minutes, they clearly still fail a lot. I guess that's why they probably resigned instead of being terminated, because they should be terminated without pay rightfully. That is crazy. So they get away scot-free. Obviously, you know how the system works. But bro, so even if they happen to do 30 minutes, they could have saved Harold in that situation. Wow.
And officers must immediately call a medic if they believe a suspect has swallowed an illegal substance.
Okay.
The Easter family also received a cash settlement in their wrongful death suit and have announced that they are at peace with moving on. CMPD showed exactly how not to handle a situation like this. If they'd called a medic any earlier, Harold's life could have been saved.
Exactly. Because my thing is, that's way too much time to be gone for you to not call anything or anyone, bro. Like, and this would make it worse. You actually watched this man swallow this thing. Like, this ain't a guess. You ain't guessing that he intoxicated. He ain't. It's ain't like you catching someone who on a DUI. Like, you don't know how much they drink. You watch this man swallow something, bro. Man.
Here's what police should have done, shown when Xavier Franklin suddenly fell ill in their custody.
What would you like us to do for you today? I already went to the hospital.
Just weeks ago from today, Franklin was brought into police custody after being arrested for outstanding warrants during a traffic stop.
Step up on me real quick. Let's go put you in handcuffs. You're detained right now. No big deal.
I like how they just lock you up and telling you you're just being detained, even though they know you're about to get arrested, and then they could be like, no big deal. This is my life. What you talking about? No big deal. Like, what you mean? Huh? That's crazy.
You got any weapons on your box? I'll patch you down real quick, right?
Franklin is taken to the police station to be interviewed about his warrants.
Okay.
But before they could even start questioning, he starts to get extremely sick.
Oh.
There goes tissue, okay? You're right back.
Oh. What the hell?
In contrast to the CMPD, these Dallas officers immediately noticed that Franklin was in medical distress and brought him towels and a trash can to help clean things up.
Right.
The
See, at least they said try to provide help. Like, they understand what's going on. They could see something ain't right. Like, bare minimum, they could see something ain't right. Them other said, boy, clearly you see what happened to them.
officers also routinely check on him to make sure he's fine, but as it turns out, things couldn't be further from fine.
Everything okay? I'm gonna take your hat real quick. Okay. You okay?
No,
What's wrong?
I just thought of blood.
From what? From what?
I just had a whip job. I'm a recovered alcoholic.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I think they got an ambulance coming. Okay. Hang in there.
The officers tell him that an ambulance is on its way, and just minutes later, it arrives.
What's going on with you, man? I thought of blood. What kind of medical problems you got? Pancreatitis.
What
would
the
you like
hell?
us to do for you today? I already went to the hospital. So you already been?
Okay.
You rather go to the hospital?
As the medics take him to the hospital, you can see just how weak Franklin looks as he struggles to leave the room. Unfortunately, despite the police and medics' best efforts, Franklin died at around 9 p.m. that evening.
Oh, that's crazy.
As of this video's upload, an autopsy is currently being carried out to determine his true cause of death, and the incident is still under investigation.
Oh my goodness, that's why. Oh man, I would like to know what happened to Franklin. But anyway, rest in peace to Franklin. Rest in peace to Harold. Condolences to all their loved ones. But wow. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, a notification bell. Make sure to drop a comment. See you in the next one.